Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the Strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. Wars are expensive. Total wars are totally expensive. Therefore, if you would like to, then you can support my armies and cities via coffee or directly through PayPal. Links are in the description below. Other than a one-time donation, those entering the monthly membership tiers can have my heaven shaker armies named after themselves and watch with pride as they blaze their way to glory. For the city builder in you, whole cities can be named after you, which will last the test of time herself. Thanks in advance for any and all support. Now, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Banished, to the strategic city where we are going to continue our 1 million food challenge. Game is becoming extremely exciting right now. We have got 4 working foresters hub. We have got 2 completely working traders which are bringing in the exact things we want, apples and logs. So we are going to continue our domination of food. Like we have 17,000 food and we are just going to go to 20,000 food within a heartbeat. However, we can't rest easy on our laurels. We have to make sure that all of our houses are in order. We don't build extra houses if we don't need to, and if we get single occupancies, then we continue to make sure that we destroy houses where we strategically don't need them. Now, what should we do in today's episode? So let's get the blacksmith running. I think this particular house is a bit of overkill. We have 36 homes for 33 people, so that's not good. Now, let's look at the amount of area that we have for ourselves. I noticed one error in the previous episode. This tunnel is not in line with this road, so I'm going to demolish it and I'm going to reconstruct it in line with this particular road. So I can't do that because there is some footprint. We get to get rid of a few roads. So that is one thing. Next, check this out. So this is going to be approximately one district of workers. So this is going to have taverns, beautiful taverns that we have over here. We are going to surround them with woodcutters around the outer edge. And we are going to have a common work and services area. So services, in terms of services, we're going to provide education. We're going to provide schools in terms of for education. We're going to give tailors and blacksmiths. And that is going to be in this line over here. We are then going to replicate another workers district right here. So a production district is going to come here. Common area, production district, another production district. I don't think I can fit another services and then a production. I may be able to do that. So we'll see what we need. We don't need that many people in the beginning, but yeah, we don't need that much. So if this is a production hub, I can have another production hub right here with houses going to this end over here. So these houses need to go. And this graveyard needs to go because this is going to be all production. So I don't like to do it. I don't like to break down the graves of our ancestors. But we will have to do that because the main point is to win the game and to destroy the Soviet Union in that regard. So because we have one house over here which is empty, I'm going to start by deconstructing this house so that I can move people further away from here to here. And if we have to win the game, we need to make sure a huge number of boats keep coming in. So here we have got 4 and 4, 8 trading hubs, trade posts. So this has to start working ASAP. So 8 of them over here. We are going to try to fit in more over here. This part of the river is bent, so we won't be able to fit over here, but we can fit some over here. This part is straight, we can fit some trader hubs over here. I don't know about this one, this is a bit bent, a bit crooked. We can't build, yeah, we can build some over here. So every part of the river where we see that there is a possibility of putting down traders posts, that's exactly what we're going to do. But initially we need to focus on trader hub number 1. We need to lay the outline out for this, for all of our these production areas and service areas, and we got to move these houses to the end, and we have to build up a gigantic amount of storage, which we can do right after the houses are put in, and then we have to move the hospital somewhere else, because then, you know, humans are going to be living next to the hospital. We don't want that. We might have to tunnel through this big hill and then have the hospital somewhere here, far away, out of sight, out of mind. I explained how what the strategy is for the hospitals, but right now we can see that we don't have that much space left. All of the storage barns are filling up like crazy because we are already buying like crazy. That's a lot of information. That's quite a lot of information. Let's then just zoom out, and we are coming back to the ground. Let's come back to the ground. That was quite a lot of information, I think, in rapid haste. We need to build up this particular trading post first, because if we don't ensure boats coming in continuously, we are going to have a bad time. Period. We are going to have a very bad time. We can survive a little bit based on our 4 production hubs, but we are not farming. We are not going to have any means of efficiently gathering a lot of food except for trade. So that is something that we have to keep in mind, and that is something that we have to ensure that we survive by laying the groundwork of exactly all the infrastructure needed to ensure that we win the game. So this is the tunnel that I want, because then this is in line. Did I place the tunnel? So hard to see in this game. Yeah, the tunnel got placed. I'm not going to build that. Let us go ahead and ask our 7 laborers that we have to go ahead and collect these stones. As soon as we build up a little bit of stone, we are going to move people towards the traders hub. So we are going to collect 2 big patches of stone, and that is going to help us build up these trading posts, because remember, we have to train our trading posts too. We are not going to be in the business of simply building up without foresight. We will have to make sure that we go ahead and get the ideal number of ideal amount of trade goods, and then we open up these things for trading. So that is going to take a bit of time, and for that time difference, we are going to survive on the 4 trading hubs that we have. Right. We have 9 workers currently, 9 laborers, which is quite a lot, but that will help me cut down and chop up all of these stones quick smart. So there we go. We are breaking down all of these stones. We have enough stockpiles. What we don't have enough of are actually storage barns. So we will have to think of a way of getting into storage barns. So let's measure out the next district. That's our next job. So let's go to production, inventory. We have got, where are the apples? 2,800 apples, quite a lot of apples. We have a lot of workers too, but we are not going to build taverns because we have to stay focused on the task. We have now got 80 stone, and you need 80 stone for the trading post. So one more trading post is going to open up now. We have to be very systematic and not get pulled in every other direction, because that is going to actually happen. We are going to get pulled in several directions, but we have to resist the urge. I'm going to put in some housing right here, nearer to the traders hub, and that is the first priority. Houses are going to come up over here. Also, with a heavy stone on my heart, I am going to ask for this particular graveyard to be demolished, because I am going to have right here a little further down, not exactly here, market. So we are going to have to also flatten ground over here. Let's go ahead and do that. So these graves will take quite a lot of time to go away. So we will have to, that's why I already gave the order, so that given time, those graves disappear and we are able to build in that area. So we are quickly building up another trading post. So let's prioritize that trading post and the houses which come with it. We are moving goods quite efficiently, if I may add. Another boat is coming in. Let's see what it brings. If it brings stone, that would be amazing. It brings apples. Fantastic. Let's keep buying apples. Now, if we don't have storage, then all of this planning is for nothing. So I'm going to throw up storage. Let's throw up storage. So I can build 3 storage in this orientation. Let's see if we can build more the other orientation. Probably not. And also we waste a tile. Why you do this game? Just for one stupid thing I can't build. Never mind. Right, foundation for the traders trading post is up. We have possibility of making 3 houses over here, and therefore I am going to demolish houses which are over here to move them right there, closer to the trading post. I'm going to bump up the number of construction workers to 4, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up the number of hunters to 8. So now each of our hunting guys have got 2 hunters. That is actually a little better than having 1 hunter. 1 hunter is the best for the amount of labor. 2 gives you a little more, not double, but 3 gives you a lot less. So don't ever have 3 hunters, but I have a lot of excess labor, and therefore I am going to make sure that we bring in more meat, more leather, so that we can continue building some hide coats, because we do have a tailor built. So let's assign 1 person to work over there. I don't like having too many laborers standing around twiddling their thumbs. Iron comes in. Fantastic. Let's buy iron. So in this trading hub, which is going to go up, this trading post, we are going to assign 1 worker. We are going to go to purchase. When merchant leaves, only logs, stone and iron. Reason for that is we have not trained these guys up, and if they bring in a bunch of weird foods, we are going to get into a mess in terms of our inventory. Look how clean our inventory is. We have got a tremendous amount of mushrooms, and okay, mushrooms I need to talk about. Mushrooms are something I don't like. The reason is they take up a space of 3. So what I'm going to do is ask him to siphon off 6,000 mushrooms because I have 6,360. So that's what he's going to initially go ahead and do. He's then going to get 3448 ale and 4147 firewood. Let's check the other guys. They're bringing the ale in. So I want to ask him to also get the mushrooms. And once we get the mushrooms into this trading post, we are going to open up a lot of storage area. So you see, this is 133 mushrooms and it's filling up quite a lot. I don't like mushrooms. And all of these storage barns are full. Therefore, our gatherer's hut are not going to perform optimally. We don't want that. We are in the business of optimal things. Like right here, we have trouble. We have trouble. We have single occupancy houses. So I'm going to break this, reclaim this. So 2 people should move in over there. Yes, they do. And now I'm going to break this particular house and reclaim this house so that they move into the house next to the trading hub. There we go. Beautiful. Let's build more houses. I like building these houses first because they are beyond the range of our forester's hub, and therefore they are not going to block trees from being chopped and continue to give food and wood to our people. Let's put in order for 3 more houses and 1 more trading hub because we have 80 stone. Always put in the order after you have got all the necessary materials for building a particular building. Else they go back and forth, and that's no good. I can't build over here because a hill is weird. Once we get rid of all of these mushrooms, see, a lot of space is being created because this guy is siphoning up mushrooms. Mushrooms, go away. There we go. We can, we have 100-ish stone, so we can open up another trading post. We are going to get very nicely benign tones of goods storage being full because we are filling our warehouses up really quickly. We got a completely flat land over here. We can't get rid of grapes very easily. They have to only come in. They will have to disappear over time. So let's go ahead and build another tavern. So let's start putting taverns. So then I can show you guys what a worker production district is going to be like. Always have the production buildings facing the market or as close as possible to the market, which is going to allow for lower walk distances, quickest walk distances, and therefore you are able to quickly move and get things done. So this one I want to actually turn so that I am able to wait, we have a trader. Okay, this is a trained trader. So we are going to buy all the apples. So you see, I'm always having the mouth of the woodcutter placed in a way that it is always trying to face the market. So that completes the 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 production district. Huge amount of production district is going to be up. We have a unoccupied house, therefore another house is going to get knocked out right there. And people move in. Let's go to the overview. We have 37 homes for 35 people. That's excellent. Trader is in. This is a trained trader. Chickens, go away. Don't want chickens. Another trading post is up. Let's start sucking in. Let's go to the inventory. We still have a lot of mushrooms to be siphoned off. I'm going to ask him to also pull out 6,000 mushrooms. And since this is an untrained trading post, so let him just go ahead and do that. I have got 4 traders for 4 trading posts. That's not efficient, but we'll get there. Let's ask him to purchase when the merchant leaves. Let's check the purchase. Yeah, when the merchant leaves. We are low on iron. We have completely run out of iron. That's okay. We have iron quite nearby, right next to the hospital. Let's pick up the hospital iron. Look at this gigantic, huge amount of iron deposits right here. We're going to pick up all the iron that we have near our purview. We're going to continue picking up the stone. I'm going to remove this particular road up to in between, because you see we can't fit 2 workers, 2 woodcutters right here. So this is actually not going to be there. We are going to have 2 production districts back to back production houses. And this is our production hub, complete. Once everything comes in, of course. In the meantime, we are building houses. We are focusing on this trading post also going up. Look at how quickly we are building up things, because we are in the business of getting things very quickly. I am a min-maxer. I enjoy these pixels. Look at these pixels. All of this brilliant amount of food which is coming in. Inventory, ale, go and get me 3448. Wood 4147, and then let's go ahead and also ask him to siphon off mushrooms. Somebody is already getting. How much mushrooms did this guy get? He's the mushroom expert. He has got 375. So once you pull out the mushroom and put it into the trading post, you are not going to be able to use that. So make sure that you don't pull out all of your food, and then yeah, you're going to starve. Don't want that. But you can see we are actually filling up very quickly, and we didn't build any storage huts to talk of. Therefore, I'm going to continuously get these notifications that our trading posts are full. Another house is empty, so let's go ahead and break another house right here. This is going to be the house clump which is going to supply people to go and work nearer to the docks. There we go. They moved very nicely. We have 18 students. We do have 2 schools working. This is the first school, and this is the second school, and they are splitting the students between them based on who is nearer to whom, and therefore we are able to very quickly go ahead and educate our people, because the nearer they are to the school, the faster they get educated. If your school is really far away, then you don't get that student to graduate when he is 15 to 17. That's when they finish their education. There is no hard and fast rule. And since the schools are quite nearby, we will be able to go ahead and get people educated quite fast. Some trader has come in, so I'll go have a look. Right, this is a new guy. Okay, so he's got food, We know the drill. Orders, every visit. I want you to get apples, nothing else. Go away, please. And we are not going to, of course, give him any orders of buying anything. So orders, we are not, sorry, purchase, we are not going to give him, because else we are going to get random things filled. Oh, we have 666, the devil's number. To hell with him. We are going to buy the apples because we can. Because we can convert it to ale. I can also buy onions and mushroom, but yeah, I don't have a problem of food right now. So go away. Right, another house got built. So let's go ahead and break this house. And immediately people move over there. I love how systematically we are doing things. And I hope you enjoy that too. We'll do a quick check of all the houses. So there we do have a broken house over here. So let's break a house over here and reclaim this. Hope this one gets completed. We have a broken house here because we have somebody who's 45 with 18. They are not going to produce anything. Right now this will be a bit of chaos because what we do have, see, again it doesn't work, so we'll have to try again. 21 with somebody who's 0 years old is no good. So we are going to have a bit of an issue because a lot of people are dying, and then people who are very young are moving in with them. We are not in the business of that. This house also got completed very nicely. And now we have 36 houses for 34. That's good. Sheep, get out of here. You see, we are siphoning off very nicely the mushroom. And I won't sell off mushrooms because, yeah, we are not yet food secure. We are quite far away from food security. We're down on stone, we're down on iron because we build up quite a lot very quickly. But that's the name of the game. We are going to overcome because we also have a lot of laborers who can go and cut the surface stone very efficiently. We have got nearby stone over here. Let's go ahead and get them. They are not going to get frozen because there are houses nearby, so they can always come back. That's a bit far and won't go there. I'm going to ask them to collect this clump of iron. Never make sure you give them orders to get something from places which are inaccessible. So if you ask them to go and pick up some iron from some island which you don't have connected with a bridge, then they magically sometimes, teleport over to there, and then they can't come back, and then they die of starvation, which gives me a lot of sorrow, and therefore I don't like to do that. We have quite a lot of leather built up, so I'm going to ask for around 200 hide coats to be built. Our blacksmith is suffering because he can't have enough logs. He doesn't have enough logs, but we'll get there. We are not going to build any, repeat, any quarries. We are not going to build any iron mines. New trader is coming here. This is a general trader, very important. So let's go to order. Every purchase, you're going to get me apples, and you're going to get me logs. Let's look at what he has actually got. He has got some potatoes, fish, and iron. So I can buy the iron with the mushrooms. I don't care. Yeah, I'll buy the iron. I need the iron. So 100 coal. Orders. This is the one that we needed to untrain. We had given orders for coal and steel tools to come in, but all we need right now is iron, stone, and logs. So we have also completely finished the training for this particular trading post. 2 trading posts have been completely trained up. We are now going to move forward to the next ones. We are not going to buy coal at this stage. We don't need it. So you can see quickly 2 of these traders came back to back. That's how good we are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause all of this, all of these extra buildings. This is a bit too much on them. Quite a lot of strain. I have up to 71 builders that I need to efficiently build. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, because that's no good. They are not going to put the items where I need them to go. They're going to put them in general directions. But what I wanted to demonstrate is what exactly the production hub looks like. So you will be able to see the first completed production hub in this episode. And I'm going to map out the next production hubs also. There we go. We got it down to 11 workers from 71. We are benign. This is not the Soviet Union. A few people have started working as laborers. So let me go ahead and ask for more buildings to be built. And I'm going to start with buildings beyond the Forester's Hub, so that our wood cutting and wood chopping does not get affected. Let's get rid of these houses. Wood can therefore be collected over here. These graveyards are going to take quite a lot of time to evaporate, but yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. Let's check how much apples we have. We have 3,885 apples. That's fantastic. So another tavern is going to ensure that this gets converted to ale. We've got a few apples in people's homes that we cannot convert into ale. So that's wastage, because they are eating the apples instead of turning it into ale. I don't like that, but I am benign. I am very calm. And I'm going to let them eat the apples. So our first production hub is mapped out. We don't have enough materials because we quickly build up a lot of trading posts, which took up, siphoned up a huge amount of resources. So this is a very efficient tavern. I would have liked this tavern to be built, because then this is on the market. This is still a little ways away from the market. Let's check how much ale we made from this one. Last time we made only 240. That was not efficient. 270, not efficient. We can go up to 500. It's probably that this was not working the entire year, and then, you know, we need to train this guy. Ah, he has gotten logs. So we'll go to orders. Every visit, I want you to get these 3 things. And we have enough materials to buy. We have given the purchase orders. Yes, we have. Dismiss. Let's continue looking at our houses. So now you can see in the third quadrant, the houses are being filled up with very old people who are, you know, going to slowly die off. Previously, it was the first quadrant which was filled with old people, and probably that is, yeah, getting more and more young people move in. Right, we got a nice pairing in the new house. We have 37 homes for 35 families. The trading posts have got a good amount of labor very close by. We are slowly starting to get less of those notifications of our stored goods being filled up, our storage barns being filled up, because we have started siphoning off mushroom, and that opens up a gigantic amount of space in your inventory, because they take 3 spaces instead of 1 as everything else. They are special cases. Let's build some roads to ensure efficient movement, and also it helps us plan our city in good order. Now you can see this road is not in line with this particular road, and my heart skipped a beat, but we don't need to worry about it because all of this is going to go away. This house is in the perfect place, and you can see I can't build two houses back to back over here. So this, yeah, I think I should also break this graveyard because I need space over here to expand. We can break this particular storage yard because this all is going to be for housing, and then we can have some storage over here, and then a gigantic living area over here for the markets, for the trading posts that we're going to put over here. So let's try to put that. And of course, we're not going to build it, but we're going to map it out. We have more nomads coming. Little do they know that we have no mercy for nomads. We have no time. We have no patience for nomads. Let them come. We won't even consider them because nomads are spies. They are spies sent by NKVD. We are not in the business of welcoming spies. We are in the welcome business of teaching people to be anti-communists. And let's just continue in that sacred task. Two nice trading posts. Let's pause both of them. Another trading post. Let's see if we can fit it in this corner. I don't think so. Yeah, this is a bent part. I can put fishing over there so that I can teach you guys how to exactly build fishing hubs. In case you're not doing a trading challenge like we are doing, and you're doing a legitimate collection by the sweat of your brow, you're collecting all the food through the sweat of your brow, then you need to know how to put in fishing huts. So I can probably put in a fishing hut over here and demonstrate how exactly to go about doing it. Apples have come in. This is a non-trained place because I have trained him for food, but I haven't trained him for general goods. I don't think so. So I'm going to manually buy the apples over here. I'm going to manually buy the apples because I'm not sure. And if I give that order, he might go ahead and get mushrooms and other nonsensical things. And then it will throw everything out of whack. Let's go and look at the nomads. Poor guys, they have come. But amongst them are spies. And therefore, we are not going to entertain them. They can stand there for however long they want. We are not going to kick them out, but we are not going to accept them either. I think I should build a few houses. You can slowly see that our amount of stone and iron is going up because we are building. Let's go to our inventory. Yeah, we have a bit of apple. Let's go ahead and open up this particular tavern so that I can go ahead and convert all of these apples to ale, because you want to do that really quickly. Logs they can't eat, they can't burn. Firewood they can burn, but therefore we are going to have a lot of trading posts to siphon off all of those firewoods. But if we keep the apples sitting around in our storage areas, they're going to start eating the apples, and therefore we cannot convert all of that into ale. Look at these poor nomads. They are trying to get our sympathy. They're drinking from our well. They're free to do that. We are not that cruel. They're looking at our graves. They wish to convert all of us into communist bots, but we don't want to do that. We are going to go ahead and build some additional graveyards because yeah, they can fill up. We'll build some nice 7x7s. Should I have a space between them? Yeah, I can have a little space between them. Then it looks like a little cross. That's nice. And I want to move this one tile. So we have 4x4, 7x7s. And let's go ahead and put a little bit of a road between them. right there. Who says that min-maxers can't role play? We can put a little well so that they can visit the well and relax. We have another tavern going up at full speed. We have 9 laborers, and we do need the laborers to go ahead and pick up all the stone in the world, because we need to build all of these things quick, smart. And of course, a lot of people. Check this out. Somebody has died from a falling tree. This is an accident. So accidents can happen, and you can't control anything to prevent that, and hence the word accident. And somebody died from a tree falling. Nothing we can do about it. But we have enough laborers to make sure that his or her place can be taken up. Look at how efficiently we are making the ale, because this one has already gone ahead and made 280. Last time it made 240. So we are doing quite well. Another one is up. This is facing directly the market. I have 7 free workers. I don't have enough stone, else I would have asked them to become traders. So soon. Let's go ahead and get these stones also. They're quite nearby. This is a trained. Look at this. We are beginning to get 7,000 apples. 7,000 apples. Oh, this is incredible. Incredible. Look at this trading storm, which is already beginning. We are beginning to snowball, boys. We are beginning to snowball. 7,000 apple is going to get converted. Oh, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. I love this. I'm such a min-maxer. I love these pixels. I am just a loot goblin. I have to go and get this loot. I see this and I'm like, loot. Get the loot. Let's try to see if I can fit 2. Wait. Okay. So what I went ahead and did is basically I measured out where exactly my market goes. And I can have another common district in the middle. So then people can go ahead and get to schools quite easily. I can't build these roads over here because there is some stone which needs to be picked up probably, or it's uneven. If it's uneven, I'm going to break it because no mercy. Over here, I really can't have the luxury of not having straight roads. I do need straight roads right here. See, there's some bumpiness. Let's see if, there is some bumpiness here. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten that. Can't have anything undulating over here. I'm going to ask for some roads to be built so that I know for the future where exactly the cuts were. And I'm going to remove these extra buildings. So this is going to be a bit symmetrical. We are going to have, this is the central district. There is a common production hub here, only one length thick. This is the production. This is going to be another common production. And this is going to be a full production. This is not going to be complete because, I have a mountain over here. I'm not going to flatten that mountain. We need to build some houses. And houses are going to get built over here. From time to time, always check your status of your houses. That already tells you the health of your colony. You don't need to be very thorough. You would just want to see if there are way too many people in either single houses. Then you want to break and reconstruct. Let's check these houses. Right, so there is a house which is empty right here, so I don't need to build these houses. I'll keep that one open and see who comes into that, because we do have a lot of people who are dying off right now, and that creates trouble, because it's very difficult to keep track of the things. Let's see if we can get the music up a little bit. Production goods are getting filled up because we do have a huge amount of food that we are importing. 7,000 we got last time, which gives me a lot of joy. Right, this house got paired up nicely. Get rid of it. We have to flatten this ground. Right, whenever you build 4 schools back to back in a pinwheel formation, never put right here. You see, there is a small hole. There's a small hole where a 4x4 or a 2x2 where you can put a stockpile. Don't put a stockpile here because this part is inaccessible. Some people are going to get stuck into that and get killed. Nothing I can do about it. Wait a second, let's train up this. 7,000 divided by 3 is... So here we'll have to do a bit of mathematics. Oh man. I can't buy all of it. I just simply can't, because I don't have enough firewood in there. Oh. I'm going to ask it to just get it. I don't want to, my brains can't do all of this planning at the same time. I'm going to give it an order of just buying it on its own. Buy whatever you can. When merchant leaves inventory, you got what you have. So I'm going to keep this one up because in case, I'm not going to press dismiss, what I mean, so that when this merchant leaves, if it has an ability to get a little bit more of firewood, it can buy a bit more apples. I require quite a lot of traders now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up the number of traders to 10. Because, yeah, this is not enough. We don't have enough guys ferrying things back and forth. We have got 5, so we can actually pump it up to 15. So we now have 3 workers per trading post. So we will be able to get things in here much quicker. We already cut up all the stone from over here. That's good. See, some of these graves are still there. Some will go away over time. We have deconstructed this particular graveyard, and same thing, it will take some time before people can dismiss. 7,000 apples. This one I'm not dismissing. Let's see where this boat comes in. It comes in over here. This is a fully trained trading post. Go away. I don't need cattle. We have gigantic requirements of housing because we have more families than homes, because a lot of people got... We're going to pump up the number of log limit all the way to 200,000. We want to get an infinite amount of logs in our system, essentially. And I also want to go to the woodcutter and tell him to get 200,000. So we don't stop chopping for any reason. We are not stopping. There are no off switches. We're going to build up another... You know, I've been thinking, we have got one common area. So this will be with tailors, schools, maybe a church, another church facing it, then a bunch of schools and another tailor right here. So this hub has got 4 schools. That is 80 students. And over here 80 students, 160 students. 160 students. We've got 22 students right now. Right. So I don't need another common production hub over here. This should be a normal production hub. So ale and taverns and woodcutters. And then we can have some extra, cemeteries and, wells and other nonsense right here, so that we can produce the goods that we need to win the game. We need a lot of ale. We need a lot of people to be able to, move all of these goods. Let's check over here. Inventory. So yeah, we got 4,500 apples out of 7,000. This guy has gotten 1,000 logs. Oh, bless you. Let's buy it with mushrooms. We're gonna pay mushrooms, and we have to train him. Apples and logs, please. Apples and logs, please. Dismiss. So we're getting rid of a bit of food, but we're buying food, so it's fine. 100 iron and 100 stone. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and train him. Yeah, he's trained. Dismiss. And we are auto buying. Fantastic. So that will allow me I don't have enough labor to open up another trading post, because I'm going to put in 3 workers in every trading post, because they really require to move back and forth very, very rapidly, and it is quite efficient because things are nearby, but the number of goods that they need to carry is going to be inordinate. But given the huge amount of capacity in terms of labor that we're going to supply to it, we shall be able to succeed. So go ahead. Let's check on our taverns. 400. Not good enough. I still want more. 390. 390. This got built towards the end, so I shouldn't check this one. This is 110. Our trading goods are again filling up. So now, we have got a plan for this part, so that's done. Let's plan out this part. The way we do it is, of course, 2 guys back to back, and we are going to need a market, which I can't place because of undulation and because of the graves which are still here. So I'll have to measure it a bit differently by going 1 further, because I don't have graves over there. So I need to measure. All these buildings are just indications, and as soon as we have the footprints, we are going to remove them. This is going to be troublesome. There's another stupid hill. These hills we are going to get rid of. No mercy. No mercy. Let's go ahead and put the road link down, because then we know exactly what we did. And if the footprints are removed, then even if the footprints are removed, we do have the road network to tell us where exactly we are going. Let me get rid of these buildings, because they are going to take up worker areas. We don't want to do that. Let's check our inventory. We have 13,000 apples. Let's open up all these taverns. I don't want people eating all of my apples. Let's open it up, and as people trickle in, we can fill up all of these taverns with labor. Because remember, we have got extra hunters. We have got 4 extra hunters we put in this episode, and that is not ideal. That is not ideal. because one hunter is actually the best, second is the second best, and three hunters per hunting is really the worst. And as soon as we can build a little bit, I will be able to plan and then build up storage areas, because it's bothering me that I don't have the appropriate amount of storage. So around here, guys, there will be no mercy. We will flatten ground. If we see things are not to our satisfaction, we will have to flatten. But we are not going to flatten gigantic territories willy-nilly. This is just that this is a very important production hub and I cannot spare any room over here. We want to build up a very nice industrial city right here, and that is what we're going to go ahead and do. Always have your markets pinned so that you can see what is coming in, and that already tells you the status of your colony. Let's try to build. I'm just having to move further and further away to see this is really bothering me. Look at this, I can't build here. Okay, we'll just wait. Meanwhile, maybe we can throw up some storage over here, because these poor guys, they are going back and forth. They are not having enough area to put the stuff, and then I don't want to block this completely, because then people won't be able to go to the back of it. Yeah, 4 is fine. It's not symmetrical. I would have liked it to be one more to the left, but I have got a little peak over here. So yeah, let's compromise. We have got 5 working trade posts. I'm not entirely sure that all 5 are trained up. We have got 150 stone. So let's go ahead and give labor to... Let's build up all of these taverns and start supplying labor to them. Okay, we have more families than homes. So that tells me, let us open these houses for construction. So you are going to get pulled in a lot of different directions, and that's why we are doing all of this planning, because right now we would be scrambling trying to find houses, but we know where we need the houses. We need the houses here. This is where we need the houses. I'm going to bump up the number of builders to 3. We have a requirement of 60 builders, which is, yeah, impossible to provide even in the late game. Let's get rid of these houses. Right, so let's train up this guy. He's going to get apples and he's going to get logs in every visit. And if he has got any apples, he doesn't, so I'm going to dismiss, and he's going to buy the iron, stone, and these nuts on its own. Apples and logs. Here we'll have to be a bit careful. I am going to deselect all of these because he had not been trained up for the general merchant for some reason. I don't know why. I thought this was trained up. So I'm not going. So I went ahead and did that. Else they would have just bought 150 items willy-nilly. I would have gotten a complete mess. I would have gotten a complete mess of inventory. Let's dismiss. Yeah, nothing got bought. I'm going to go back and change the grains and things again. Traders are going to slowly become completely constant, that they are going to just walk in, waltz in continuously. Orders every visit, get me apples and get me logs. And later we are also going to increase it to other things. Not yet. Let's check our purchase. Okay, this is not trained. So let's go ahead and deselect this. I know what happened. Wait a minute. This guy is getting another resource merchant. So we had trained one resource merchant to get apples and logs, but this was another guy which came, and therefore that needed to be trained. Of course, you don't have to be that analytical. If you do want a little bit of a messy, that there are, 1,001 kind of foods, you're free to do that. This just helps to keep your focus very razor sharp. It is also takes away a lot of your focus, but on the long term, this is going to be very productive. There we go. That's why we choose apple, because the default ale is apple, and therefore we are going to just lay down. We are going to simply lay down we have a single occupancy home, and we have a few homes which are beginning to get in the trouble that they don't have enough firewood. So what I'm going to do is going to pause these taverns, and I'm going to open up these woodcutters, because we have the logs. We have 3,000 logs, but we don't have enough of firewood. So a bit of a balance. You have to go back and forth. That is necessary. That is life. You can't be completely rigid and dictatorial in everything. Right, we got a good nice coupling in this house. Let's check the overview. 44 families, 45 homes. Probably one person is an old person living alone. It's fine. Land over here still needs to be flattened, but I can measure out the market. After 1,000,000 years, did I place it right? Yes, I did. After 1,000,000 years of flattening, we have finally gotten the exact orientation. So here you go, and here you go, and we're going to build a road which is going to essentially tell me where I am going to stop and continue building houses. So we can build houses over here, because 2 production hubs back to back is more than enough. And beyond it, we are going to build our storage. So for 1,000,000 food, I am going to require 166 warehouses, and we don't have that many. So we are going to put in warehouses right here. Wherever we can find, we are going to build warehouses. Or we are going to put in I like my straight lines, but life doesn't want you to have straight lines. Let's remove all of these extra things. There you can see those graves are slowly disappearing. There were 8, there is only 1 left. But we have built a nice cemetery all the way in the corner over here. Look at this. It's still getting built because it's a bit far away. It's quite a long walk. Let's start pushing up people to get into the wood cutting business. I'm going to reduce the number of hunters back to 4. We went ahead and did that because it was a bit of a we had a lot of extra labor sitting around, and there's no good. So yeah, we have got a requirement for labor, so I'm going to pull them from all of those hunters and I'm going to ask them to go ahead and build woodcutters. I'm going to pause these graves. Oh, this grave is full. Okay, I'm going to keep the graves open. We won't be essentially able to bury everyone because we got rid of a bit of our graveyards, and that is essential so that we can go ahead and plan a very nice city. This part has been flattened, I can see that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. No area over here is going to be undulating. We are going to build straight roads into a very powerful system. We have built up a few. We haven't built up, okay, because our builders were busy with the graves, which were very far away. He has pulled up a lot of mushrooms. He is welcome to do that. Right, let's recap for this episode. What did we go ahead and do? First of all, we have gotten our full industrial district planned out. There is going to be an industrial district right here next to it, planned out. We have got a common area of services, so that's tailors, ironsmiths, schools, churches. That's what is going to be over here, followed by another production hub over here. We are going to have a bunch of trading posts built right here. This is a trained up one. See, we have got 5,000 apples coming in, which you could easily buy with our firewood and ale. So our food is shooting up. We are down to 19,000. We went briefly to 26. But that's fine because we pulled up a lot of our mushrooms into our trading posts. So if you go to our inventory and we look at our items and trading posts, we have close to 4,000 mushrooms and 5,000 apples still in the inventory, which is not going to reflect in your total amount of food. We are more than food sufficient. We built up quite a lot of housing to supply labor to this trading hub. We are going to build an inordinate amount of storage over here because I can't fit a housing complex. I can fit a housing complex a bit back here, but not exactly at this. So we're going to put a lot of emphasis on this housing hub. We briefly put a lot of labor into hunters, but we took them out and we have put them back into building, into brewers, into becoming woodcutters. We went ahead and collected a lot of surface stone and surface iron. All of that we have gotten. Now we will slowly have to base our economy on trade. We still have some to be picked up because, yeah, we got pulled in a lot of directions in this episode, but we are going to get there. We are going to slowly calm things down. And as these traders are going to get trained up, we are going to get into the business of a lot of food and complete our 1 million food challenge without having any farming done. So that will be it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you back for more Banished. Have a good work week ahead of you, and see you all in the next week. Bye bye. This has been the Strategic Indian signing out.